Hello, America. I want to talk to you today. In fact, this program needs to begin and end with one message. Stand up. It is time for us to be people of God. But first, this message from Ruff Greens. Your dog is the most special thing in the world, and we want our dogs to be healthy and happy. As a pet owner, that's what you want, right? That good boy or good girl is our family's best friend, and the memories that we have. We want to keep them as healthy as possible. If you're feeding your dog kibble food, it doesn't have the nutrition and everything in it because it has to have a long shelf life, 2 years, thanks to the government. It has to be able to sit on a shelf for 2 years without it going bad. Well, you can't do that. You have to cook everything that is good and alive out of it. This is where naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black came in. Just a few years ago, he created Ruff Greens, and from personal experience with my own dog, Uno, I can tell you the stuff works wonders. My dog eats. He eats without any coaxing. He loves it. It's not a dog food. You just put this on top of the food, and they love it. And has the probiotics and antioxidants and vitamins and nutrients and everything that your dog needs. So get your first bag free. Go to ruffgreens.com/Beck. That's ruffgreens.com/Beck. Okay. We are on the eve of Earth Day. Did you cut down your tree and decorate it in your house yet? Earth Day is something that is relatively new in comparison to the age of the Earth. It's the day that everybody celebrates this great planet, right? Now, Earth Day is not about the Earth. It is actually, and I'm quoting, an annual celebration that honors the achievements of the environmental movement, end quote. Wait, so why is it Earth Day? The left has not set this day aside to honor or contemplate this amazing planet we live on. No, the progressives want you to celebrate and honor them. To memorialize, according to the official Earth Day website, the anniversary of the birth of the modern environmental movement in 1970. This is crazy. Well, I just have to say, I'm not going to worship at the feet of, the false prophets of the environmental movement. I serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I look for the truth. God is the Father of my soul, the God of creation. He created the earth. And that's a lot bigger than anything some environmentalist whack job has done. So let's celebrate Earth Day for a second. I have a ranch in southern Idaho. I bought it when I lived in New York. And the one thing I noticed when I got there were the stars. Living in New York City, you never see the stars. One of the joys of being at the ranch is stepping outside on a moonless night and just looking up. The Milky Way, it's three-dimensional. You can see the colors because there's no lights anywhere. And it is an incredible way to look back at our Earth and then also back to our past, our history for millions of years. You contemplate the significance and insignificance. The same God that created our magnificent Earth created the universe. The story goes, the first day, God created light and said that it was good. And the second day, he created the firmament, the atmosphere. Third day, oceans, land, plant life. Fourth day, sun, moon, stars. And then God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from night, and let them be for signs and seasons and days and years. Then God made two great lights, the greater to rule the day, the lesser to rule the night. He also made the stars. Genesis 1:14 through 16. Now, it's amazing to me. I mean, the framers of the Bible paid close attention to the sun and moon because they have an amazing impact on our planet day to day, even whether we're warm or cold. But it was interesting to me that the mention of stars is almost like an afterthought. He made stars also. Consider this fact. Scientists now believe there are 200 to 400 billion stars in our own galaxy, and the Milky Way is the only one that they estimate to be 100 to 500 billion galaxies, okay? 500 billion galaxies. The largest galaxy scientists have discovered has over 100 trillion suns. Today, all of the galaxies in the visible universe contain an incomprehensible 30 billion trillion stars or suns. And that's just what we can see today. It makes you feel small and makes the planet even feel small and trivial. But look at it this way, this Earth Day. In the midst of all of that creating, God took time to form our sun, to give us a planet on which we could live and things could live, plants could live because of light and life. Our planet is perfectly positioned, not too close to the sun, so it's not too hot, not too far away from the sun, too cold. Our Earth is situated so that a vast variety of animals and planets and animals and greens and people can thrive. Photosynthesis is just a miracle. It allows plants to convert light into a substance that we can eat and then to release oxygen into the air so we can breathe. And then us breathing out gives the trees things to breathe. It is amazing. In all of the mass swirling complexities of the universe, God took care to make sure that this place was established to sustain the kind of life we need to progress. There are so many reasons we can feel insignificant. But then again, we were so important to him that he provided a place for us that would ensure not just our survival, but our advancement. We do need to take care of that place. It's amazing. When Moses was on Mount Sinai, he saw the beautiful, boundless universe and said, I know now man is nothing. Yet the very existence of our own earth, the meticulous care that God took to create it for us, testifies that the worth of souls is great in the eyes of God. It's a paradox of man. Compared to God, man is nothing, yet we are everything to God. Looking up at the billions and trillions of stars, when I'm standing at our ranch and it is dark, you first sense real insignificance because of the grandeur and the scope of it all. But when you're standing there, you also experience a sense of wonder, an elation mingled with peace, the feeling of awe, the inner knowledge, sometimes buried deep inside, that we are important to God. The beauty and the majesty of this earth testifies to his existence. So I do celebrate Earth Day. Honor this planet, this splendid blue dot that was created for you. The most powerful being in all of existence created this earth for us. And you as an individual, because he knows you and he loves you. And then we have to pass it on to the next generation. Eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. Happy Earth Day. Our sponsor, we're going to come back with some crazy clips from the week. When Blanket found out that she was expecting, she started looking for a clinic she could go to. She found a preborn network clinic. This was her fourth child. She didn't know how she was going to deal with it. The pressure from all those around her, they all said, you got to terminate this. And the pressure, she said, was enormous. But thankfully, the clinic staff treated her with such kindness and compassion that it gave her the courage to keep going despite the opinions of others. And to celebrate her decision, the clinic threw her a baby shower for her and continued to provide help and support even after the baby arrived. I've met her. This is an amazing group of people that not only care about the life of the unborn, but care about mom and dad and the whole family. And for $28, you can sponsor a life-changing ultrasound and write a new story. Donations of any size go to saving babies and caring for moms, and all contributions are tax deductible. When you give, you're going to receive some pictures and stories of lives your gift helped rescue. So dial pound 250, pound 250, keyword baby, or you can go to the website preborn.com/Glenn. preborn.com/Glenn. All right, let me tell you about Kamala Harris. She's so funny. She's laughing all the time. Actually, I want you to pay attention more to the kid sitting next to her, because I think he's not alone in his question. Watch.
Would you go into space if you had the chance? And if so, what is the maximum amount of time you'd be willing to stay out there for?
Is that a request?
Stop. Yes, it is, Kamala. We'd like you to go into space. Just how long can we keep you there? You're going to be exploring all kinds of new things. You should go right away. Now, the Inspector General for Afghanistan had to testify in front of Congress. And he was asked what I believe is a pretty easy question. It should be maybe, well, definitely towards the top, but I think at the top of his job description. Listen to this.
Unfortunately, as I sit here today, I cannot assure this committee or the American taxpayer we are not currently funding the Taliban.
Did you have to tell me this on tax week? You can't assure me that we're not currently funding the Taliban? By the way, they're having a big freedom rally up in Michigan, in the little teeny town that is now, they're supposed to be building this giant communist Chinese factory in this town. And the factory has in their bylaws all this stuff about the Communist Party. They have to start a Communist Party group, a little let's invite kids group for the Communist Party. It's crazy. It is crazy. And it's getting all kinds of funding from the state of Michigan. Yeah, the governor is like, I think communism is cool. That same company, they're making batteries for electric vehicles, and that same company appears to be buying the lithium that will be shipped here into the United States for those batteries. They're buying it from the Taliban. So, no, I don't think you can guarantee, in any way, shape, or form. No one can. And I think we should maybe look at our priorities. The next cut is from a guy who is an extreme leftist. I mean, is a guy who, to save the planet would take your stove, take your car, everything else, and tell you how to live. However, the New York Times has turned on him because he is trying to end this public-private partnership that's going on right now. And his big concern is pharma. Well, Robert, there's a little more than just pharma. But I want you to listen to what he says.
My mission over the next 18 months of this campaign and throughout my presidency will be to end the corrupt merger of state and corporate power that is threatening now is threatening now to impose a new kind of corporate feudalism in our country, to commoditize our children, our Purple Mountain's majesty, to poison our children and our people with chemicals and pharmaceutical drugs, to strip mine our assets, to hollow out the middle class, and keep us in a constant state of war.
Okay, happen to agree with him, strangely. Robert F. Kennedy, I never thought I would agree. Well, you know what the New York Times says about him now? The biggest problem about him is he is suddenly a man for individual freedom. Isn't our whole country about individual freedom? They are so willing to just say, nobody's for individual freedom anymore. What are you, crazy? That's how far they have gone. And one last clip. I'm going to leave you with this. It's very controversial. Or it's just a man saying what he believes, and maybe we should listen. Watch.
Why don't we just pair up?
I'm not into touching, okay? I'm not, let me put that out front. I'm no touching, no touching.
No touching, I won't touch you. I was paired up with Isaac. He was like, no touching. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
The music will start, the boys will turn around. So,
Right.
gentlemen, let's turn. Gorgeous. And then we start walking.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then maybe let's look at the gentleman. Gentlemen, you guys can acknowledge us. Ooh, who is this? Cool.
Oh, I'm
yes.
sorry. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm sorry. I'm a man of God. I can't do this.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I love those people. I pray for them. I would never do anything to hurt them or condemn them. But men are not supposed to dress like women. I'm not going to go along with that. It's time to stand up and be a man of God.